third match. And he's off to a wonderful start. Back to back. Hill wins.
Yeah, not only that, against two of the very best players.
Rack number 1, Mr. Sanchez, Ruiz to break.
And it's not like he's played the lights out. He probably can't quite believe that with what by his standards has been relatively average play, he's already got 2 points on the board.
Yeah, the balls are coming near this corner. I mean, this is obviously a better split, but whenever the 9-ball sort of comes straight from the pack down towards the rail, often you can get a few sluggish racks. But Sanchez has got to be feeling good about his morning's work so far.
Yeah, he was one of the players most in need of wins coming into the second phase. Got through in 8th place. Made a poor start to phase 1. Really turned things around after that. A little bit up and down towards the end of phase 1. He actually finished it by losing both of his matches yesterday and signed off with a 5-0 defeat to a Lucius Yap. We've been saying that we estimate somewhere in or around 15 is going to be required to get through to Monday. Now, if that does turn out to be the mark, that means he would have to win 7 of his 9 matches. But he's going the right way about it.
Yeah, this is another big match. I know we keep saying that. They're all big matches, but he's on 10 points. The world number 1. He's on 11 points. Got a little tester here though, which he deals with fine. This is what you're going to happen. He's played 2 matches, he's won 2, so them shots are not as scary as they might have been at the start of the day. Now, can he pot this 5-ball clean? That will make a difference. Because if the 5-ball goes off the brown 7, the brown 7 is going to be moving somewhere. So, this is not over just yet. Things can happen. This can go wrong. He might even be potting this 5 and sending the cue ball into the 6. 9's going close to the top corner. Doesn't want this to block. Could have come out a little better. I know the 9's near the pocket. It's actually not too bad. I think he can just play the combo, you know. I think it's gone near the rail to make this a lot easier than it would have been.
Ran out from the break in the last rack of his previous match, and he started this one in the same fashion. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz leads Albin Ouschan 1-0 thanks to this 6-9 combination. Poor old Mieszko Fortunski. Joshua Filler is really taking out his frustrations on him, and having struggled to find any kind of fluency for one reason or another in his defeat on this table a few minutes ago, Filler has gone over to the other table and blitzed through the first couple of racks. He leads the poll 2-0. Albin Ouschan needs to get back the winning habit. He won all of his first 10 matches, then lost 4 in a row. Did finish with a win over Kelly Fisher. By that stage, though, Fisher was really struggling. Morale was low. But at least it enabled him to finish the first phase on a high note. And looking to carry that on into today. Back-to-back matches for him. He plays Alex Kazakis straight after this.
Rack number 2, our current score is 1-0 in favor of Mr. Sanchez Ruiz. Mr. Ouschan to break.
Let's pay attention to where this 9-ball goes. Yeah, John needs to book his ideas up here, I'm afraid, because the 9's constantly coming out of the pack and going towards this corner. It's done it again. There you see how it's just squirting straight down? That means there's a gap behind that 9-ball. And when you're breaking it, it can become frustrating because the wing ball should be going in the corner really. When it's not, it starts to get at you a little bit.
Extension, please.
Just weighing up where he wants to put the cue ball off the push.
Push out call.
You have to tell the referee you're playing a push. If you don't, that does result in a foul, ball in hand.
Mr. Ouschan, your
And
option.
it does happen more times than you think. For all the world, it looks like he can just bank the 1 back up towards the 5 and use the 8-ball as a blocker. Has to be a little bit careful where the 1 finishes. It could go near that 9-ball. So he's splitting the balls using the 3. Needs to slow down a little. And I think that's not too bad from Sanchez. Good shot.
What we are seeing with the nature of these matches on table 1 so far today, Carl, is which players have got another side of the game to fall back on and to what extent. Having to rely on very different skills.
Extension, please.
So Albin can see the extreme edge of this 1 ball. Doesn't want it to hit the pink 4, and it has done. He's going to need a little bit of love from the purple 5, and he's not got it. So the safety has paved the way for this chance for Sanchez. What an opening start this would be if he could win the first 3 matches. Especially against a quality of player.
Yeah, as we've said, though, that's what he's going to need. He's going to need that level of consistency in terms of results throughout the second phase. The way the first phase went, there are some players in this who have a lot of ground to make up on others. Look at someone like Omar Al-Shaheen, who came through with 6 wins. He was already 7 behind Joshua Filler going into a phase. Well, they're all going to play a further 9 matches. Sanchez Ruiz only came through in 8th. The encouraging thing for him is that he was certainly winning more regularly than he was losing after that bad start he had on the first day. Oh, and that's gone all wrong for him. Really couldn't have turned out much worse.
Yeah, it was a poor miss in the end. This is just what Albin Ouschan needs. It's always nice, even when you're the world #1, to get your hand on that table, on that slate bed, and pot a few balls and run a rack.
Yeah, and he's probably been itching to get out there because the first 2 matches were so long. He would have been expecting to be playing much earlier in the morning. Would have prepared with that in mind. Mieszko for Tunski did pull one back against Joshua Filler. He's sitting in his chair now looking pretty angry because he's just scratched in the 4th rack. With ball in hand, a good chance for Filler to lead 3-1. They have already met, these two, earlier in the tournament. Sanchez Ruiz, after losing those first 3, won all of his next 5, but that run was snapped by a 5-3 defeat to Ouschan on Wednesday.
Albin's not happy with his positional shot there. You can still see he's having a little whinge up to himself. That's just the way he plays the game. He expects the cue ball to be on a dime. But he's right, because if you keep having to pull them type of shots out, I'm not saying it's the most difficult shot, but now and again you would rattle one of them 7 balls.
Yeah, so much of the key to the game is making it as easy as possible for yourself. Don't give things a chance to go wrong. But that's absolutely fine. And Albin Ouschan levels at 1 apiece. Joshua Filler, just 3 balls left on the table in rack 4 as he looks to go 2 clear again in his clash with Mieszko for Tunski. He looks like a completely different player in this match. I've said Filler probably only needs a couple of wins in this phase to get through, so I think he's pretty much taking for granted he's going to be in that final day. It's all about putting himself in as strong a position as he can going into Monday. At the World Pool Masters will be going back to what's become its traditional home in Gibraltar in early May. And tickets have gone on sale today. Buytickets.gi, and you can also go to matchroompool.com and get all the details there. And news today, actually, that Mieszko for Tunski, who's in action at the moment on table 2, will be playing. There's been a withdrawal, so he's had a call-up. Still a few places to be confirmed in the field, but for Tunski will be there. And so will Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, who breaks now in rack 3.
Yeah, also following on from that World Pool Masters, it's going to be great to see the Chinese Taipei players back. The Ko brothers will be back in action, as well as Chang Jung-lin. Decent break. Gonna have to play safe on the 2 ball. Safety kind of looks fairly obvious. You know, obviously he's having a good look. He's using all the time you're allowed off the break shot. Kind of looks like he's just going to roll the cue ball through to get him behind the 7. Needs this to slow down. Needs the 2 ball to slow down.
Did he look at that for too long, Carl? I mean, as you said, it was a pretty obvious shot. You can overthink things.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, he does play quite quick, but I think this is the one weakness Sanchez does have. He's a great shot maker, great breaker of the balls, good pocketer. He's good with a jump stick as well, but I think the safety side of it, you know, the likes of Albin, Shane, Jason, Darren Appleton, you'd be locked behind the 7-ball there. There's no doubt about it.
Who's the best tactical player you've ever seen?
I've probably not seen them all too well, certainly for the guys back in the day, but Darren Appleton always used to be hard work. Not so much just the safety side of it, but even the push-outs, he never really give you much. You felt like you had to work for everything. Albin's very good, though. Obviously, I've worked closely with Albin in the last 2 Mosconi Cups. Obviously, he's just let me down with that one. Commentator's curse.
You should have played that shot before you had the chance to say it.
Usually, the out-and-out sort of most natural potters
Extension, please.
seem to be not at the top of the safety ranking. I don't know why that is. Usually the best safety players are the ones that are a little bit more methodical. Potting the 2-ball, he's okay here. He might risk going into the 3. Can he play it slow? Yeah. Oh, he's gone into the 9. He's missed the 3. That's worked out an absolute treat.
Mieszko Fortunski is such a battler. We've seen that time and time again already this week. And he's not making it easy for Joshua Filler, who's been playing really well and got off to a flying start over on table 2. Fortunski has just closed to 3-2 behind.
So the opening shot for Francisco is giving this chance. Little stop shot here. Nice little stop shot into the left centre. And he's going to take a 1-rack lead in this match that, well, they're all important, but this could really shake things up.
It's been his morning so far. 2 wins already on the board. And he leads the world number 1, Albin Ouschan, 2-1. More in a moment. Albin Ouschan won all of his first 10 matches in this Predator Premier League.
Mr. Sanchez.
At that point, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz only had 5 wins on the board, but they'll be on the same number of points. If Sanchez Ruiz can win this, he leads 2-1. Ouschan with the break.
You could see the 9-ball again. It keeps squeezing down towards this bottom right corner, and this is going to be dry, and Albin's not going to be happy with this.
Yeah, 2 breaks now in this match, both dry for the Austrian. Someone who will be a lot happier than he was earlier is Joshua Filler. He's just gone to the hill, 4-2 up against Mieszko Fortunski. Decent chance this, Carl.
Well, it's a decent chance to pot the 1, but it does look a little messy over that right-hand side. I don't think the 3-ball pops. That's the red 3. 7-ball, the brown 7's a little covered. As he steers the 1-ball in there. A lot of body movement from Sanchez after he hit the cue ball.
Well, the balls are positioned though. Good chance for him to play, good safety on the 3.
Extension, please.
That's what he's looking to set himself up for here.
Ideally, he pots this 2-ball. Leaves a nice angle for the bank. After potting the bank, he can't really fail to land on the 4. Now, has he come low enough? That's why he's dived around the table.
Yeah, so he was playing for the bank. So even if not a run out, he can at least take good control of the rack here. But had to make the bank.
Yeah, it's funny how he took his little extension off his cue for that shot. You just see him going in his pocket for it now. Gonna screw it back on. Plays with about a 4-inch extension. I'm not really sure why he would take it off for that bank shot. Just like Albin's first rack that he won, he's here to pick up the pieces. This would be real nice after potting this 4. Yeah, if he could just land where he's pointing his cue, then what he'll do is he'll pot the purple 5 and nudge the 8-ball out of the way. That would free the gap for the brown 7. All depends where the cue ball lands now. Needs to slow down. Needs to slow down. Ooh, that could be. Well, he's still going to pot the 5. He just might not be able to knock the 8-ball out the way now.
Well, that was the one place he could have realistically landed that he didn't want to.
Yeah, if you give Albin 20 shots and said put the cue ball there, he just simply wouldn't be able to do it. But it always has a tendency to roll there, doesn't it? It's a funny old game, the game of 9-ball. Yeah, so now he couldn't knock the 8 out of the way. Again, he's got a little bit of awkward cueing. So after he's potted this 6, he could play the bank. I don't think he will play the bank. He might play the hook in behind the 8-ball. Well, he could definitely play the bank, that's for sure. if he could squeeze the 7-ball onto the bottom short rail,
Extension, please.
the 7-ball would go towards the top of the table. He's actually looking at the pot, so maybe there's a bigger gap there than the camera tells us.
Yeah, that doesn't look to be on at all, even from there. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that angle there just, it doesn't look like it's on. That looks a little bit different though.
Well, the best angle, of course, is always the player's perspective, right behind the shot. He clearly fancied it, but maybe regretting that now. What a golden chance for 3-1.
Yeah, of course, we won't know if it went or not. Obviously, he missed it. We know it was tight. It was playing in his mind, and it's forged the mistake.
Not literally everything, but near enough everything seems to be going the way of FSR this morning. And although he's got this heavy schedule of matches, it's going to end up being 4 in a row across 2 tables. As long as he's winning, he'll be happy to stay out there as long as is required. And so, Sanchez Ruiz picks up off Ouschan's miss on the 7 to lead 3-1. Now, Joshua Filler is all smiles again after his frustrating start to the day. He's beaten Mieszko Fortunski on the other table. Played very well along the way. So Filler moves on to 14 wins now from 16 matches, and already you feel he's on the brink of securing his place in the final phase. And there you see confirmation of that. So Joshua Filler now on 14 wins, 2 clear again. We reckon 15 is the number we're thinking of at the moment in terms of what you need to get through. Shane Van Bonen in 2nd place. Shaw and Ouschan there in 4th. He was top of the table for such a long time, but as I said, faded towards the end of phase 1. And Francisco Sanchez Ruiz has made so much progress there already this morning, and a very good chance to make a bit more and join Shaw and Ouschan on 11, albeit that he will have played more matches. 3-1 up, and he's got the break.
Ruiz to break.
He always does this before the break shot. No, he does this little thing where he stands up and sort of gets the cue moving, moving through his bridge hand. I do like watching Sanchez break the balls though. He throws the full body into it, unleashes all the power. In theory, the more balls you pot, the less balls you've got to land on, and the less work you've got to do. Now, does this 2-ball sneak past the purple 5 in that corner? If it does, it's a good chance to get on the hill. If it is tight, he could play it off the rail. Oh, it definitely goes, that. One good pot. Just needs to pot the 2-ball though. The cue ball's going to come over to the left side of this table. Doesn't want it to run too far and go on the left rail. Looks a little fat to me. Now he's on 2 wins, Michael, isn't he? This is his 3rd match. He's not played unbelievable 9-ball, has he? Let's have it right.
Oh yeah, no disagreement about that, and he probably can't believe he's in this position. 2 wins already against 2 very good players, and in a strong position here, albeit a little less strong after that shot, against the best of them all. And as you say, he's been nowhere near the form that we've even seen from him at times this week.
He's got to miss the 8-ball here. Yeah, he had to miss the 8-ball. He's not going to be happy, Albin. He's made a few glaring errors in this match.
Yeah, hasn't really got things going yet. It's so much momentum behind him in a winning sense early on in the week. But even then, by his own admission, he wasn't playing at his very best. It's catching up with him a bit now over the last couple of days. That'll make him feel a bit better. Almost a sense of a little bit of frustration being channeled in the right direction there.
I'd like this cue ball to run a little more. Wanted that another ball or two over, so I think I've seen Albin use the rest a couple of times. I don't think he was that adept with it usually.
Yeah, he sometimes looks a bit clumsy and awkward with it. You could see from the way he put it back under the table there, he was channeling frustration in another direction.
Yeah, it's funny how you can just sense it, can't you? As soon as he had to get the bridge, I just felt like this wasn't good.
Extension, please.
Yeah, what Francisco's doing here is he's just weighing up exactly where this 7 ball is, because sometimes when it's right over the pocket, people just think, oh, it's easy, but it can cause you a few little problems.
Oh yeah, such a deceptive shot, and coming in and out of the jaws like that with the cue ball is always a bit unpredictable. And of course he had to be aware of the 9 being there. But he's got round the back of it, he's on the 8, and it looks like being 4-1. And a notable hat-trick is within his grasp. Wins already today over David O'Cady and Joshua Filler, and now he's 4-1 up on Albin Ouschan. Just going back to Mieszko Fortunski, his defeat to Joshua Filler that we brought you news of a few moments ago. That means he's lost both of his first 2 matches today, 5-2, so he may well need to win all of his 7 remaining matches, even to have a chance of getting through. He did start in 9th place on 7 wins with ground to make up. All he's done so far today is lose further ground, and the fact that he's lost both of them by a 3-rack margin, well, that's not going to help him if it comes down to rack difference. Now let's hear from the world champion, Albin Ouschan.
Actually, I played, I think, some great pool in the first 10 matches. I felt quite comfortable, but I think I got a little bit tired, and also my opponents played better in some matches. I think maybe as soon as I thought I'm through to stage 2, maybe I kind of, you know, I don't know, wasn't that motivated anymore, which was just wrong, obviously. But like I said, I mean, race to 5, you know, I made 1 mistake against Jason, 1 mistake against David, and the match was pretty much over. So I just tried to do better, you know, in stage 2 to really put pressure on the opponent from the start, and I think that's the main key. I mean, only because I'm number 1 doesn't mean I'm the best player in the world, you know. I mean, there are so many players, so many great players, and it's just a matter of time, matter of day. Just depends on how you feel, how you prepare for some matches, and if maybe the luck is on your side. So, and that could be a huge turning point for stage 2.
Yeah, revealing stuff. Interesting, Carl, that he acknowledges that he took his foot off the gas when he was already through. I think when you've qualified for the next phase, you then have to put that out of your thoughts and start building then for phase 2. And someone who's so into preparation and professionalism as Albin Ouschan, it's surprising that he would slip into that mindset.
Yeah, very well put, Michael. You've got to start building just because you've qualified. It's a brand new event for people, so, you know, we've known the rules and stuff, but until you're playing it and get a feel of it, you kind of learn things, don't you, for the next time. But I think now we're into the the second stage of the event. All the players are now thinking, okay, yeah, more points would have been handy.
Yeah, I think you've got to see it all as just one single event, which is what it is over the 8 days.
Yeah, because pool players were obviously thinking, oh, well, there's 3 group formats, but just like Joshua, who's right at the top, he can really do some damage to take a little bit of pressure off him and just try and get to that top 4 spot. Of course, when we get to the top 4, it's a semi-final and a final. Needs a good positional shot here, does Albin? This is a tricky one.
Looking away from the table in disgust.
There is a possible 2-9 combo.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of distance between the balls, but the 9 is over the pocket. But so risky, because if he attempts it and it doesn't come off, it could be his last shot of the match. But he's gone for it, and he's got it. Albin Ouschan still hanging on. He trails 4-2. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz has already had 2 victories this morning. He's looking for a 3rd here. Not much he could do about that last rack.
Number 7.
Ouschan clinching it very swiftly with the 2-9 combination. But now Sanchez Ruiz with potentially 2 more breaking racks to get this over the line.
Watch the power here from Sanchez. You can see, can't you, Michael, the 9-ball's gone over this corner again. This is the problem. This is why when you're racking the balls, ideally you want it staying near its spot. Because if it keeps moving, you can get a few cheap racks, a few combos, and pool players don't like that, do they? There's another combo, a 5 onto the 9. That's obviously got to come a little bit later, but it might happen.
Yeah, it worked out well for Ouschan in the last rack. Just to say, there's another slight delay on the other table because Francisco Sanchez Ruiz is due on there for the 1 remaining match on table 2 against Omar El Shaheen. But obviously he's still otherwise engaged. So as soon as this is over, he'll be on 2.
Yeah, obviously he's featuring in a lot of the matches now, but come tonight's session and tomorrow, he's just getting his matches out of the way now.
Well, by the time this one finishes and then he plays the next one, he's likely to have been playing for around 4 hours straight. But if he comes out with 4 wins straight, he'll be perfectly happy with that schedule.
Well, he'll enjoy his dinner, won't he? That's for sure.
Extension, please.
I'm making no predictions on this shot because I can't tell exactly what Albin can see of the ball. So I'm just going to enjoy this one. He's in a tricky spot though, I know that much. We could see quite a lot. He's played a billiard onto the 8, purposely played. Good vision, good shot. Could have been better, it could have been worse. I think all in all, he's got to be fairly happy with the outcome. Can he just flick it off the 6 and put the cue ball behind the 3? He's actually looking at the pot. Maybe he's playing thin. He's gone for the pot. Good shot. Very good shot indeed.
Yeah, real quality.
And it was a big shot, wasn't it? Because now he's just a couple of balls away from getting over to this purple 5 and having a real easy combo.
$2-9 in the last rack, 5-9 in this. And from 4-1 down, Albin Ouschan has pulled it back to 4-3 and he'll be breaking in rack 8. This gap of about 5 minutes or so. Speaking of the World Masters, Carl, Kazakis will be looking to retain his title. Now, it's a tournament that's been around a long time. Do you know how many times a defending champion has gone to the World Masters and successfully defended? Have a guess.
Once.
Once.
SVP.
Very impressive, yeah. Excellent work. Shane Van Boning, 2015. Beat your mate Darren Appleton in the final.
Ruiz. Mr. Ouschan to break.
Yeah, he had 2 golden breaks in that match, actually.
Nineball squirts towards the pocket again. Yeah, this 3 ball's making it really awkward for Albin.
Extension, please.
I wonder if Albin can get this cue ball in behind the 6. He's going to use the purple 5 as well. Oh, he has done a wonderful shot. Very well played there from Albin. He's put Sanchez in a little bit of bother here, because the left middle pocket is just in the way if he would to try and pop this off 2 rails. So he's going to be going closer to the rail to hit this 2. I don't think he can hit the 2 head on. So he's got to use that left rail just after the middle. Yeah, he's hit it exactly how he wanted, to be fair. What's the outcome? Oh, he's going to be delighted with this one.
That's a better way to react from Ouschan, isn't it? Sometimes be throwing his hands up in the air, he'd have a grimace on his face. Much better to just smile, take it on the chin and try and find a way out of things.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a high 5, then there was something, wasn't
there? It was something like that, wasn't there?
Oh, he's hit the kick a little fat. He wanted to hit it a little thinner and come closer to the middle. Now when he moves, where's this 2 gone? Is it near the 9? Well, it is near the 9. This is a real good chance.
And you were saying, Carl, the way the 9 keeps going towards that pocket creates the possibility of lots of combinations. This would be the 3rd rack in a row to finish that way. And it's also 3 wins in a row for Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. What a morning he's had. He started the day on 8 wins. He's now on 11. He's beaten Albin Ouschan by 5 racks to 3. Ouschan will be looking to bounce back against Alex Kazakis in just a moment.